Quill Tree Books and Harper Audio present Pasta Girls by Taylor Tracy, performed by Hayden Bishop and Jeremy Carlisle Parker.
For Olivia, my pasta girl. 1. Juliana, but please call her Jules. Jules Cangelosi decided she would go to the festival herself. After her private cello lesson with Lillian, Jules walks to the subway toward the Feast of San Gennaro instead of straight home to start the pile of assignments from her first 2 weeks of 8th grade. She can do them at Nonna's tonight. Nerves buzz in her gut as she rides the subway, with her cello, down to Broadway Lafayette. Tim, her therapist, has been saying for weeks how Jules needs to confront her fears and anxieties head-on with the coping mechanisms that they've practiced in his comfortable office while she's out in the real world. Well, Jules had never been to the San Gennaro festival before, even though Papa owned a restaurant there, in Little Italy, the neighborhood where the festival takes place every September, that had been passed down from her nonno, her bisnonno, and even her bisnonno. The past few years, her parents had tried to convince Jules to attend, to see if she'd feel comfortable. They really wanted to have her at the Cangelosi's annual party celebrating the opening of the 11-day festival. Maybe Jules would enjoy hanging out with the other kids in the neighborhood again, the ones from Sunday school, or Chloe and Morgan, who she sits with at lunch but hasn't hung out with outside of school much, not since they were younger, at least. Jules hates crowds with every fiber of her being. She's shy and quiet, preferring to keep to herself at home. Being autistic made sounds, lights, and smells overwhelming. Wearing her noise-canceling headphones, especially in the subway, helped block out most of the background noise of the city, but packed spaces were the worst. She wasn't sure there was a way to make them any more bearable besides avoiding them. Jules often panicked and fled museum galleries in favor of ones that were emptier, cooler, and more dimly lit. She preferred taking early morning walks along the Hudson with their elderly spotted Shih Tzu, Oreo, when the riverfront had fewer people. One time, she walked Times Square at 2 a.m. with her family, and while it was still way too bright, it was magic because it was empty. Whenever someone brings up San Gennaro, the first thing they almost always mention is how hard it is to move with all the people, how claustrophobic the streets get. All those people squeezed into a blob of bodies between the food stands lining Mulberry Street, walking and talking every which way? No, thank you. Until a few weeks ago, Jules was content to once again sit out the Feast of San Gennaro. Then Mama was going through old photos and showed Jules and Papa a picture of her and her older brother, Marco, standing under the Welcome to San Gennaro sign at his last festival, when he was the same age Jules is now. All at once, it seemed, Jules was keenly aware of how quickly time was passing by. She would be 14 soon, which felt like being a more seasoned teenager than 13 did, when she was still brand new to her teens. Jules felt like she was running out of time to face her fears. She wasn't a little kid anymore. She knew firsthand that plenty more time was not a guarantee. Maybe she was overthinking it. Jules tended to do that. But slowly, she started to change her mind about San Gennaro. Maybe Tim was right. Jules can begrudgingly admit that he is right sometimes. She can at least try to face her fears. After all, she is a Cangelosi. San Gennaro is in Jules's blood. Her family had been in the neighborhood since the festival started in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?